Hi, I'm here in Alaska where I've been for the last few days with the House Natural Resources Committee. The time that I spent on the road with committee is really valuable because we set policy for natural resources, and Alaska is a big natural resource state. I had never been to Alaska. This is my first trip, and I've learned a lot. People here like to say Alaska's different, and in so many ways they're right. But one of the things I've learned on this trip is how similar the issues are in Alaska and Utah. We talked about the need to use our own resources, to mine our own minerals, refine our own minerals, produce things in this country, and do it in a way that is sustainable, in a way that's good for local economies, that supports the local people. Those are all things I'm going to take back to Washington, D.C. with me and try to make sure that we're using that when we set policy. But it is the end of August recess. By the time you see this, I will be headed back to Utah for a couple of days, but I want to account for the time I've spent. I told you at the beginning of August recess that it's nothing like a vacation. So my staff and I did some number crunching, and I have some statistics for you. We estimate that I've probably driven about 4,000 miles around the district in August, and that doesn't count driving to Montana last week for Western Caucus or flying to Alaska this week with the committee. That's just the time I spent on the road connecting with all of you. I did dozens of meetings per week with constituents. I was in 24 of the towns and cities in the district, all 13 of the counties at some point in August, and what I learned from that is that, one, I love it when I'm not in Washington, D.C., and two, the time I spend with my constituents teaches me a lot, teaches my staff a lot, makes sure that we know what we're doing in our jobs, but it's also so good for me. I love representing you. I appreciate this opportunity to represent you. As I go back to Washington, D.C. next week and get back in the groove of committee hearings and votes and trying to get the appropriations bills done, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to those of you who showed up. I had a teletown hall and more than 16,000 of you tuned in and listened. I really appreciate that. I showed up in your towns. I showed up at some of your businesses. I went and talked to the elected officials all over the district, and people are willing to take the time to come meet with me, to talk to me, to share the issues. Some of you disagree with me. Some of you agree with me. You've all been willing to share, to give me your time, to give me your perspective. And that's what I need in order to represent you well. So as August recess comes to a close and I prepare to be spending a lot of time in Washington, D.C. over the next few weeks, I just want to say thank you for showing up and talking to me. Thank you for trusting me enough to let me represent you. And it is such an honor to represent the 2nd District of Utah.